difficulties today. So the MRC, when they raise this issue, it is not purely a coastal issue, it's a national issue. So everybody has the right to raise this issue. Because
but we have so many young people everywhere who they're not engaged in employment right now. Why aren't they coming out with outfits such as MRC?
this is exactly what I was saying, that we agree with their issues. We don't agree with their strategies. Everybody knows that unemployment is a national issue in Kenya today. So everybody is sympathetic to the idea of people who are unemployed, irrespective of what tribe they come from. It doesn't mean that we have to agree with the strategies that MRC is proposing. We don't agree with the MRC strategy of
Do you
secession.
think it is politicized? Do you think maybe the politicians who are pushing the envelopes, that MRC is being puppeteered by a politician in Mombasa?
No, I don't think so, because I know that the MRC are very suspicious of politicians. They actually don't want anything to do with politicians. And the MRC position is completely anti-establishment. Anybody in the political divide, anybody who's a politician is automatically suspect to them, including me.
Including you?
Including me, yes.
Right, another call on the line. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello.
Morning to you, how are you?
I'm fine.
Give us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ahmed Lo.
Yes, Ahmed.
Yes, I'm calling from Mombasa.
Yes.
I want to ask this question.
Ahmed, before you go on, Ahmed, kindly, before you go on, just tone down the volume on your television so that we can clearly hear you.
I'm reducing the volume.
Yes, please do that.
I want to know the view from Mr. Shahbal concerning the reaction of Mr. Kimunya to appoint his crony to the KPA, because he's kept quiet. We have not heard him saying anything. So we want to know his view on that issue.
All right. All right, thank you, Ahmed. Another call on the line?
Yes, this is Tito from Mombasa.
Yes, Tito.
My question goes to Mr. Suleiman SHAHBAL. Now, as you realize, Mombasa County is cosmopolitan with a lot of upcountry population. Now, what I would want to ask him is, under his government, how does he expect to involve upcountry population who have interest in Mombasa County in terms of business, and people who have decided to become full-time residents? Because you realize he will be a small president who will have a lot of influence over governance and, by extension, living standards and life there. So what we are calling, I need a clear assurance that the interest of upcountry population who have now become people of Mombasa because they're taxpayers will be secure under his watch.
All right. Thank you, Tito. Another call on the line? Hello, good morning.
Morning.
Morning to you, how are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes, where are you calling from? And
My name is Nasir. I'm calling from Nairobi.
yes, please.
My question to Mr. Shahbal, just one question, is with regards to the team that is going to create to help him lead the Mombasa County. Traditionally, the posts that were given by other politicians was based on political ambition. You contribute to my campaign, I'm going to make you a mayor, I'm going to make you an MP, I'm going to make you a councillor. Would he work on the same strategies as he said, or how is he going to pick those people? Once he's the governor, how is he going to appoint the people to lead the Mombasa County? Because we know he's not going to be himself, but he's going to have people who support him, like many cabinets, his advisory team. How is he going to pick those people? Are those posts going to be advertised? Or are those posts going to be, again, the same old political way? You contribute to my campaign, I'm going to make you, give you this post. So for me, that is a very important question, Mr. Shahbal. So let me turn on the volume of my TV right now.
Right. Thank you so very much. Well, a raft of issues for you there.
Three issues were raised. Number one, on Kimunya's position in the port. I've already stated my position on that. I think the minister made a mistake by over-concentration in one region. I strongly believe that we should have diversity in the board. And if the board is in Pwani, we should have more Pwani representation on that board. So my position, that's very clear. I think the
so when you
minister
talk
made a
of
mistake.
diversity, we want give us a clear number. You say there are 3 who are appointed in the are they 12 in the
They're
board?
12.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
If you were to you're given that figure,
Yes.
how would you appoint the board?
At a bare minimum, I'd want to see 60% coming from the coast. And the rest should come from other areas which have port interests. So it comes back to an issue of being sensitive to the different communities. It cannot be just centralized in one area. I think the minister made a mistake. Let's correct it and move on. The second issue was the issue that was raised by Mr. Tito. Who asked whether what is my position on upcountry people in Mombasa. My position has never wavered from day one. We have a saying in Kiswahili, mgeni ni siku tatu, siku ya nne mpe jembe alime, which means that as far as we are concerned culturally, as long as you live there, you become a part of that place. All these upcountry people who live in Mombasa are now part and parcel of our community. They have the same rights and are entitled to the same protections as everybody else. We are all Kenyans. We have people from the coast living all over Kenya. So this thought that the new county government will discriminate against people from our country is nonsense. We are all people of Mombasa. We all live there. We all have lived there. We all have coexisted there. They have business interests. They contribute to the economy. They are part and parcel of the economy, and they will get 100% protection from my government in Mombasa. I have no doubts about that. The third issue was on
Appointment.
Appointment.
Yes.
Part of the problems that we have faced in Mombasa has always been the issue of political appointments. Incompetent people appointed to positions which they're incapable of managing. Now I'm coming in on a platform of saying that we must change our country. We must change Mombasa. And the only way we can change Mombasa is by making sure we appoint professional, credible people. And we have a lot of these people in Mombasa itself and across the country and even abroad. I am determined to bring the best that we have into Mombasa. And I'm determined to make sure that we appoint people who are capable of delivery, and we will hold them responsible for delivery. And if they don't deliver, we show them the door, including the governor. If the governor doesn't perform, he has to go. But so my position is this issue of political appointments is a relic of the past. People want to see results. And I have based my entire life on delivering results and holding people accountable for the delivery of service and results. That is what you're going to see.
Right. Suleiman, do you believe in the rights of the gay people?
I believe every human being has rights. Not just gay people. Every human being has rights.
But this particular issue, we're talking about the gay community in Mombasa.
Gay people have rights. Can you be more specific where you're heading to?
Yes, because they're really vouching for the rights right now, and they feel that also they're marginalized in the coast. I would want to know what you as a governor, what is your take on the gay community in Mombasa right now?
That's an interesting question. You see, I grew up in Mombasa. And like all communities, we have gay people. I don't think I have ever come across any person who has been fired because he's gay. The community as a whole, the Christian community and the Muslim community, take a religious view when it comes to gay rights. So they frown upon gay issues. But I don't think that we have ever seen a situation where a person has been refused a job because he's gay, or a person has been fired because he's gay.
But we've seen some clips from the television where they feel also they're being ostracized and they're not being welcomed into the community, and they're fighting for the rights. They want to be recognized as just normal people. Like
I said, I have seen this. I've grown up in Mombasa. I mean, we have a lot of gay people in the community. I've never seen anybody being discriminated on the basis that he's gay. I don't see where the issue is coming from. You see, I know that in the West, we have had many situations of gay people's rights being overridden. But in our communities have always taken the view that your sexual orientation is your personal issue. It has, I don't think we've ever made it into a public or into a discriminatory issue. I think this is over-exaggerated.
You think?
Absolutely.
Right. Okay, let's move on and we talk about drug addiction. And of course, Coast Province is known to really be affected by this. Our young people, they're addicted by drugs, and we've seen many of them dying. HIV, it's become endemic in that area. What is your plan to really try and stem this? And the what drug lords that we do have in Mombasa?
You see, we have two types of drug addicts, and this is what Kenya doesn't realize. We have two types of drug addicts. We have the drug addicts who injects himself up with drugs. And we have the second addict who are politicians and national politicians who are addicted to drug money from the coast. And I've kept on warning this thing, that if we are not careful, this problem, which is largely a coastal problem today, will infect the rest of Kenya. If we don't stop it in the coast, then we have a major national issue coming up on our hands very quickly. Now, there are three approaches to dealing with the drug problem. Number one, cut the money supply. And today we have seen drug dealers buying massive property across Mombasa and no questions asked. That is the role of the central government and the central bank. Where is this money coming from? No questions asked. We have seen drugs flowing into Mombasa through the port and through other means, and very little, we don't see a major government attempts to stop this. Maybe there is, but we're not seeing it. And third is distribution on the ground. Massive distribution. Every corner of Mombasa, there are drugs being sold. Now, as governor, I am going to lobby very aggressively for very aggressive drug laws. Let's become another Malaysia. If you peddle drugs, you are liable to get hanged. Let's make this a high-risk, low-return business. Number two, I'm going to lobby for the government to start implementing these laws that will take away their money. And number three, I am going to insist on the police force in Mombasa and working with the community police to arrest these drug peddlers on the streets. And if we arrest them on the streets and take them to police stations and make sure that they get charged. So we want to disrupt the distribution system on the ground. And then, of course, we have to look at the victims of this whole thing, the drug addicts, and put up more rehabilitation centers. Today, unfortunately, we have only 5 which can treat 200 people. Yet we have officially 22,000 drug addicts in Mombasa. This is a national epidemic. And I'm not satisfied that our government is doing enough to really address this issue. And it's killing our community.
So what I'm hearing from you is that now maybe you're using Malaysia as a benchmark to really try and maybe come with their stringent laws and put them also within your governorship, that some of these people are maybe the drug warlords, they should be hanged.
Absolutely. If they are responsible for killing our youths, let us put in place the legal mechanisms to hold them accountable. If you kill somebody, what does the law in Kenya say? You kill somebody, wanakunyonga. Very simple. Now let us put the laws just like in Malaysia. Drug dealers have one penalty. I'm absolutely clear in that.
They should be hanged.
They should face the maximum penalty under the law.
All right, let's move on and we talk about employment, because you said you'll assist the small businesses in Mombasa to the young people also to actually, you'll boost them to really gain financial strength and move on with their businesses. How are you planning on doing that?
Number one, I have to compliment you that you've really done your homework. You see, the youth require 3 things. Number one, they require ideas, help with ideas. Number 2, they require financing. And number 3, they require role models and assistance. Now, when it comes to ideas, that's really the most important. We need to put together strategies in which we can help these youth come up with ideas. Ideas is not just what should we do. Do we just sell mangoes, or do we just sell car wash, or do we organize community cleanups? Those are good ideas. But we need to take them beyond that. We need to help these youth groups come up with business plans, proper business plans, and proper strategies so they can tap into available financial resources. We have today in Kenya the Youth Fund, which is 4.2 billion shillings. Very, very little of that money has come into Mombasa. And that's because our youths are not yet prepared and don't even know how to apply for this money. This requires a proper business plan. This requires proper structured approach to getting the money. And number 3, we then need to link up these young organizations or these young businesses with existing larger businesses and ask the larger businesses to support the youth groups. So if the youth groups come up with an idea that we want to go into transport, let's talk to the larger companies and say, you already use 200 trucks. Why don't you give 10 trucks to these youth groups? Yes, they may have a bit more problems. They may have a few learning, the learning curve may be a bit steeper for them, but let's assist them, because by assisting them, we're getting the youth employed and the youth more organized. And many of them are very young, aggressive, energetic, capable people. It's our duty to help them. And we're not doing enough.
We're not doing enough.
We're not doing enough.
Right. Also, there's a concern. You know, foreigners are really intruding right now, and they're taking over the hotels and the villas in Mombasa. And we're wondering, yes, what is the government doing right now to try and save these hotels, which are being overtaken by the foreigners who are running it right now?
That's an interesting position, because you see, a lot of the hotels in Kenya are actually owned by Kenyans. And a lot of the hotels that we have in Kenya are owned by the people who are part of the Kenyatta establishment. The Njenga Karumes, the Duncan Degwas, the Mishukis,